Hello and welcome to CS1300. This is a short video to introduce the JES development environment. It assumes that you have already downloaded, installed, and opened the IDE. The IDE that you see loaded on the video screen shows two of the three sections introduced here. The first section is the program area. The second section, the command area. The third section is the help area, which you do not see here and we will open later. The program area is where you will write all your code that is to be saved and submitted for grading. When first opened, the IDE displays an untitled file as shown here. You will be able to write code but not run it until the file is saved. To save the document, select File, Save Program from the drop-down menu. Find a place on your hard drive where you can save all your program files and give it a logical name, such as your first and last name and the assignment number. Don't forget to add the PY extension to all names. I will go ahead and confirm I want to replace it. I'm going to go ahead and now begin to write just a simple program. I will write a program that will calculate my age by subtracting my birth year from the current year. So to load the program, I click on the Load Program button, and I want to confirm that I will save the file. The program is then executed, and anything that gets printed out is shown down here in the command area. Now, if you do not want to confirm saving your file each time you want to run your program, go to the Edit Options menu item. Here, you will open up the JES Options dialog box. Within this dialog box, you will see a property that says automatically save before loading. Go ahead and check that. Also, you can change any of the other properties to customize your text editor. The command area is a section of the IDE that serves many purposes. It displays error messages, print statement outputs, and it also serves as a command line. You have already seen the output from the print statement when I executed the age program earlier. So I will write code that demonstrates what happens when you encounter an error in your program. For this example, I just removed a closing parentheses. So I load the program. Uh-oh, something went wrong with my file. So reading, you will see that, closing parentheses or an opening parentheses was left off. So this gives you an idea as to what may have happened in your code. Third, the command area is also used to write commands. So for example, you'll notice in your book the ordinal function. So I really don't know what that does, but I'm going to copy my code from the book and let's see what happens. And I'm going to generate an error if I don't fix that. So I type in the command, provide my input, and press enter. And it comes back with the value 97. So the ordinal function simply takes a letter and gives me the ASCII character code behind it. And now I'm going to introduce a little bit about the help functionality of the IDE. Before we get too far along, I just wanted to point out, you'll notice that the IDE is color-coded. There's purple, there's this brownish color, and this bluish color. They all have different meanings. For example, the brownish color means that it's a string. The blue means that this is a function that's in the language itself, the Python language. And the purple means that this is a function that was written by the IDE. It does not exist outside of JES. And this is where the help functionality of the IDE is going to be most important. If I click on this request number, you'll notice that the explain button down here changes. If I click off of it, it goes back to click. If I select it again, it says explain request number. That's because if I were to click on it, it will bring up the help page function, or what's called the API, Application Programmer Interface, that gives me an explanation of everything that I need to know for this function. So for example, this is the name of the function. This is the input that it requires, and it also tells me what that value represents. Also, it tells me any return value. So a return value would be something that the function gives back to me. Down here is an explanation of what the function will do for me. So we want to think of a function as a black box. And so inside of the black box, things are going to happen that we don't necessarily know. And this is what's going to explain what happens to the data. The last item on the help page is the example. And I find this thing to be the most important because it shows you how you're going to use this function. And in this case, it is set up so that we have the function call and we take the output from that function call and assign it to a variable. So with that, we have reviewed all areas of the JES IDE, the program area, the command area, and the help area. And this concludes the introductory video. Thank you for listening.